Exercising a little self-control in the coming days will help with holiday recovery. Here to explain how you don't have to pass on the fun is Dr. Lucinda Demarco, Chief Medical Officer for United Healthcare of South Carolina. It's great to see you again. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Leyla. It's wonderful to see you again as well.
A lot of people equate the holidays with overeating, gaining a ton of weight, feeling terrible about themselves afterwards, but having a great time in the midst of it. But there are some things that you can do to kind of mitigate the after effects of partying a little too much.
There's actually lots of things you can do. And I think the way I sort of approach this is I say planning is the most important piece. You know, you need to plan your meals, plan what you're going to eat in those meals so that you know that you're making the choices that you want to make for your calories. For an example, if say you're going to have for Christmas Day dinner, okay? Now we do rib roast, a lot of people do ham, a lot of people do turkey. So, you know, whatever you do, know what your meat is. You want a lean portion of meat. So if you're doing turkey, you really want to kind of stick to your white meat. That tends to be a little less full of fat than your dark meat does. You know, but if you don't like white meat and you want to do dark meat, just do a little less of it.
Right.
You know, pick and choose, do your vegetables. Remember, you know, one of the things that I think is the most important thing is your fruits and your vegetables really should take up like 3/4 of your plate. And that is really the key because that's where your fiber is. That's where a lot of your nutrients are, your macronutrients. There's a lot of stuff about, you know, your gut working well and these macronutrients. That's all in the vegetables and in the fruits. And so that is the place that's really going to help you and give you room to do stuff you want to eat.
And I would also suggest, Dr. Demarco, I would also say it's kind of inevitable that you're going to put on some weight during the holidays. So if you do gain a couple of pounds, don't beat yourself up. I think what happens to me is when I see the scale going in the wrong direction, that it's like, oh, forget it. I've just lost all hope. I'm just going to keep putting on weight. And then I overindulge. And you can actually kind of stop that bad pattern in, you know, quickly, like doing the things that you're suggesting. I like this other tip that you have. If you're going, it's not really advised that people are going and spending holidays with a bunch of other people, but don't show up hungry. This is a good one.
Right. Absolutely don't. It's like going to the grocery store. Don't go to the grocery store hungry. You know, in general, you should be eating 3 meals a day. And your body actually works better if you're doing that. And if you do 3 meals a day and snacks. So again, it's all in the planning. You know, if you're going to a dinner party, say, make sure that you've eaten lunch and you've had a mid-afternoon snack. And fruits and veggies are really a great way to go because, like I said, you've got that fiber that'll hold your appetite. The other thing is if you do gain a pound or two, I agree with you, do not beat yourself up. It will come off, but you don't want to emotionally eat either. That's the worst thing you can do because then you just start shoveling it in.
That is so true. That is so true. Well, we've got something else to talk about, and that is kind of keeping a buddy nearby to hold you accountable. We're going to talk about that after the break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've been chatting with Dr. Lucinda Demarco. She's Chief Medical Officer for United Healthcare of South Carolina. And just talking about the holidays, holiday eating, I just know from year after year after year, I always put on more weight than I intended. And that's because I just sort of let myself go and have too much fun. But you can tame your overindulgent needs by doing some of the things that you were recommending earlier. Introducing more fruits and vegetables, being full before you kind of get into that holiday meal. One thing that we haven't talked about yet is having someone by your side to kind of keep you accountable. Tell us a little bit more about this tip.
Well, it's, anything you do, if you can do it with a friend, it's easier. And so it's just like when you go to lose weight, get a buddy to keep you accountable and to do it with you. So I think this way, if you discuss when you go, wherever it is you're going, what you're going to eat and what choices you're going to make and what you want to kind of stick to, each of you can make each other stick to the good things and not the bad things. Stick to the fruits and the veggies. Make sure that even if you do have an alcoholic beverage, drink lots of water in between time, because that helps to fill you up, and it also decreases the amount of alcohol that you will consume, because that's a big calorie dump as well, if you will. And so, pick and choose what your indulgences are. If you want a piece of cake, make it little and say, okay, but I'm going to get right back on and I'm going to do the fruits and the veggies and drink the water and do those things.
Yeah, make the slice of pie or whatever it is smaller, but don't go back 5 times for equally sized pieces. Leave it at 1.
Correct.
Maybe 2. I'm glad you brought up alcohol though, because empty calories like never before. So you drink your calories, you drink your weight when you're over consuming, when you're over imbibing.
Yes, you do. And, around the holidays, you have friends in and everybody wants to share a drink. It's really, if you can, have alternatives or make the drinks a little more lower in calorie.
Yeah.
So, you can use diet mixers. There's all kinds of those. You can even get, for an example, like if you're doing margaritas, they have skinny margaritas, those types of things. Do the substitutes you can for the sugar and the fats and those types of things, because that'll help you in the long run as well.
With just about a minute left, Dr. Demarco, I want to talk about COVID-19. People are really not advised to be traveling. If they don't have to, they're not advised to be engaging in large parties, so that you're not in the mix of a bunch of potentially infected people. But are there any foods that people can eat to build up their immunity, at least to make them that much stronger if they have to engage with others?
Absolutely, Leyla. I want to say vitamin C is a big immune booster, so is vitamin A. And so your vitamin C, the first thing you think of is citrus, but there's cranberries. A lot of your vegetables have a lot of vitamin C in them. And then plus you get your B vitamins from a lot of vegetables as well, like your broccoli, your green veggies, broccoli and those sorts of things. B vitamins really help with stress, and decreasing stress helps with boosting your immune system so that you don't get something.
So vitamin B, vitamin D, all the good things.
Yes, vitamin A. And make sure you're getting lots of sleep, too.
Good point. Dr. Demarco, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you, too, Leyla. It's been wonderful seeing you.
You as well. We'll see you in 2021.
Absolutely. Take care and have a happy holiday.
You as well. We're back after this.